Commander Arya Lynn of the Celestial Concordat stood in the diplomatic chamber, her crystalline skin shimmering with what could only be described as mortification. Behind her, three identical figures, her sisters, blocked the doorway with crossed arms and determined expressions. "This is highly irregular," muttered Ambassador Thex, his tentacles writhing nervously as he consulted the holographic treaty documents floating before him. Captain Marcus Chen of Earth's Expeditionary Fleet sat at the negotiation table, utterly bewildered. 20 minutes ago, he'd been celebrating what he thought was a successful first contact. Now he was apparently engaged. "Captain Chen," Arya Lynn began, her voice tight with embarrassment, "I must apologize. What you did, defeating the Void Reavers single-handedly to save our colony, has triggered an ancient provision in our matrimonial customs." Marcus blinked. "I'm sorry, I defeated space pirates to marry you?" "Not just her." The eldest sister, Saria Lynn, stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "Our laws are clear. A warrior who saves a daughter of the first houses with such valor earns the right to court her. But," she glanced at her sisters, "tradition also states that her unwed sisters of equal rank may challenge for the same honor." Marcus looked to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Sarah Rodriguez, who was barely suppressing laughter in the corner. "Rodriguez, are you getting this?" "Every word, sir." "Command is going to love the mission report." The second sister, Carria Lynn, moved closer, circling Marcus with appraising eyes. "You piloted a human vessel, crude by our standards, directly into the Reaver flagship's engine core. The explosion should have killed you." "Yeah, well, humans are good at not dying when we're supposed to," Marcus said, loosening his collar. The temperature in the room seemed to be rising. "Precisely why you're suitable," declared the youngest sister, Lyria Lynn, barely containing her excitement. "Our species has grown soft, reliant on technology. We've forgotten the warrior's spirit. But humans," her voice filled with admiration, "humans still possess it." Ambassador Thex's translator implant made an uncomfortable buzzing sound. "Captain, I should explain. The Celestial Concordat is a matriarchal society facing a demographic crisis. Their males are delicate. They seek genetic diversity, strength, adaptability." "So I'm breeding stock?" Marcus stood abruptly. "No." Arya Lynn raised her hands. "It's not, we don't—" She took a breath, composing herself. "Captain, you must understand. When my world was attacked, our own defense forces fell within minutes. The Void Reaver's technology overwhelms most species. You came in what they considered a primitive ship, used what they called barbaric tactics, and won through sheer audacity and will." Marcus remembered the battle. His frigate, the Indomitable, had been outgunned and outmatched. So he'd done what humans do best, he'd improvised. Ramming speed, explosive decompression, hand-to-hand combat in zero gravity, and a finale that involved jury-rigging their fusion reactor into a makeshift bomb. It had been a Tuesday. "You're not breeding stock," Saria Lynn said quietly. "You're hope. Our people look at you and see what we've lost. Courage without augmentation, strength without gene modification, victory without overwhelming technological advantage." Carria Lynn nodded. "The humans we've studied fight wars on Death World planets, survive radiation that would kill most species, adapt to environments that would crush others. You're not superior. You're resilient in ways we've engineered out of ourselves." Marcus sat down slowly. "And the wedding thing?" Arya Lynn finally smiled. "Among my people, marriage isn't just a personal bond. It's a political and genetic alliance. If you wed me, you become part of the first houses. Your genetics, your tactics, your human perspective become available to our military, our people. And if I say no?" Silence filled the chamber. "Then you say no," Arya Lynn replied softly. "We're not barbarians, Captain. But my sisters and I, we've watched the recordings of your battle. We've read your psychological profiles. We've seen how humans love fiercely, protect ferociously, and laugh in death's face." Lyria Lynn stepped forward, her youth making her honesty more endearing. "We don't just want your genetics, Captain. We want to understand what makes humans human. Your literature speaks of the human spirit. We want to learn it, preserve it, carry it forward." Marcus looked at each sister in turn. They were beautiful, certainly, but more than that, they were warriors who'd lost their edge, seeking to reclaim it. Not through him directly, but through what humanity represented. "Can I ask a question?" "Of course," Arya Lynn said. "Why all three of you?" "I mean 4 of you?" Syria Lynn laughed, a melodious sound that filled the chamber. Because, Captain, we've studied human history. You have a saying. It takes a village. Well, we believe it takes a family, a strong, united family, to raise the next generation. 4 perspectives, 4 strengths, 4 different approaches to the same goal, which is survival, Carriolyn said simply. Not just of our species, but of all species that value courage over cowardice, growth over stagnation. Marcus stood again, pacing. His mind raced through implications, diplomatic, personal, biological. Earth's government would have a field day with this. But then again, humanity had always thrived by doing the unexpected. I need to make a call to Earth, he said finally. Of course, Arielyn replied. As Marcus stepped toward the communications console, Lyrialyn called out, Captain, for what it's worth, we're terrified too. This is new for all of us. He paused, looked back at the 4 sisters standing together, and suddenly saw them not as aliens or political entities, but as people taking a leap of faith. You know what? Marcus said, a slow smile spreading across his face. Humanity's first contact with your species was me ramming a spaceship into space pirates. I suppose marriage to 4 alien warrior princesses is perfectly on brand. Rodriguez burst out laughing. Sir, that's the most human response possible. Exactly, Lieutenant. Marcus turned to the sisters. Let's talk terms. And someone get me coffee. This is going to be a long negotiation. Arielyn's smile could have lit the entire station.